Hello. So I wanted to share something with you guys. It's gonna be better than the last video, I promise. I have never mind. Okay, I was about to go into a whole nother subject. So here we go. This is where my brain works. But this is what I want to say. So this I've been thinking today. If y'all watched my last video, you understand what I've been thinking about. So, I find it annoying. I don't know why, but I do find it annoying when um, people want to bring their own opinions, bring their own. Okay. Let me reword that. So, again, this is raw. This is my second raw video. So, if this turns out crazy, please bear with me and understand that I'm trying here. Okay, so. And I am going to make another video dealing with LA, by the way. A few of you have been asking about that. So I will be making another video about that as soon as I'm done with this one. So this is my thing. I don't like it when people tend to just put a cut and dry, black and white thing on any situation because every situation is different. If y'all heard my last video, you heard me go through my spiel of like how every situation is different, every person's different, every person's perception is different, every person's way of reacting to something is different from another one. Every couple is different, every family is different, every just everything is different. You could have even gone through a similar situation or the exact situation when nothing's exact ever. So ever ever. So but you have gone like maybe you have gone through the exact quote unquote exact situation and you believe it's going to turn out a certain way, or you believe that it's going to be like it's going to just turn out the same way that your last situation turned out because that's how it turned out for you before, but you have to keep in mind that you're dealing with a different version of yourself, first of all, because I'm hoping years have gone by since your last situation that was the exact same way. And you've learned from your last situation, first of all. Second of all, you have, you're dealing with the same situation, but it's not the same situation because you're dealing with a whole nother individual in that situation. So it's a whole nother scenario. You also have a different perception on things because you're different now. Like you're supposed to grow as an individual. You're supposed to turn into, regardless, you're going to change. Change is inevitable. Progress is a choice. You ever heard of that? Yeah. So very true. Change is inevitable. You're going to change. Things are going to change in your life. Relationships are going to change. Family's going to change. You yourself are going to change. Your perception's going to change. Your everything about you is going to start. It's going to, even in the minusculest ways, you're going to change, or things around you are going to change. If you change them, somebody else changes them. Whatever, change is inevitable. But the way that you look at things, it can also change. So like basically not one situation is exactly like another, like ever. And you need to understand that. And that's one thing that gets to me is that when people try to start putting their negative spin on things, or they try to say, well, blah, 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 so and so did this, so and so went through this, and look, that's how they turned out, and oh my gosh, and blah, 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 and look at what happened to them, and look at what happened to me, or whatever the situation may be, it's still a whole nother situation from the other one, even if they're similar, even if they're completely similar down to almost every detail. There's still a humongous difference in the individuals involved in every single situation, and the perception and what I've just said. I'm repeating myself again. I don't want to repeat myself, but this is just something that's been going through my mind today, and I understand people's. I understand they have good hearts when they're telling you these things. I understand they're trying to help you so that you don't have to go through something. They don't want you to have to experience what they experienced or what so-and-so experienced or whatever, because so-and-so had a bad experience, whatever the case may be. But the situation is never the same. And the fact still remains that every situation is different. Every single situation is different. I don't care. I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what aspect of life I'm speaking of. Every situation is different because every individual is different and every reason for the situation is different. Perceptions are different. Whys, how you react. I mean, everything is so different. So, I mean, I understand, and people should continue to give their opinions, and people should continue to give advice, from their point of view. But you as an individual need to remember that you need to keep your own point of view, your own opinions, and your own facts, because you have facts and truths dealing with your situation that they didn't have. And you need to take those into consideration as well. You cannot just sit there and be like, oh, they're right. Or, oh, that did happen. That's so bad. I don't want to have to go through that. What? Don't believe the hype. Society has a really bad habit of doing this. And so I truly believe you need to keep your mind free of all that negativity, free of the naysayers, free of what people are trying to tell you. I mean, take their advice, let them talk if you want them to. You can even just tell them to shut up, walk away. I mean, I've done that many times, or I'll just be like, okay, thanks for sharing that information with me. But you're not me. I'm not you. I'm not them. So basically what I'm saying is, that's something that I've just been thinking about today. I know this has nothing to do with anxiety. In a way, it could, because a lot of times we get told things, or we start getting told negative things, that the negative things start happening, not happening, but being told to us, dealing with situations we're going through or decisions we're trying to make, and in life, and then we end up following or believing what they're saying, or believing the negativity, or thinking, oh wow, that did happen to so and so. Oh my goodness, and it did happen to so and so and so and so and so and so. And oh my gosh, it's going to happen to me, and then, but it's not going to happen to you. You can't, that's not a for sure. You can't do that to yourself. You have to be willing to take those steps. You have to be willing to do the things you want to do. You have to be willing to get past that fear, get over that, break through your comfort zones, and that's the problem with people. People put their own perceptions on you, or their own fears on you, and they give you all this negativity, things that they're like, oh, it's never going to work for you, or no, that doesn't work, and it's their own fears that they're projecting onto you, and you need to understand that. You cannot allow other people's fears, other people's opinions, to weigh you down and make you to where you're not going to be able to do the things that you want to do, or you're not going to make the decisions you're supposed to make because you're afraid, and because so-and-so said this, or so-and-so did this, or so-and-so went through this. That's, yeah, that's just what I've been thinking of today. I'm going to stop talking because I can continue to go on, and I'll go into different subjects, and then it just won't be good. So, it won't be happy. So I will leave you alone now. I'm going to make another video. I'm going to talk about LA. But for right now, I'm leaving you with that. Just think about the situation thing, and yeah. Do your thing. Do you. Be happy. Make your own choices. Don't listen to naysayers, and don't listen to negative people and their negative talk. Because of their own, don't allow other people's perceptions, other people's fears and opinions and negativity to be projected onto you, and don't drag it into your own life. Make your decisions and be amazing. Love you guys. Remember, you're not alone, and I'll be making another video in just a minute. All right. All right. Love you guys.